Welcome to the Digital I Ching Library Companion playlist. This is Hexagram 10, Treading. If you have questions on the application, language, or terms in this material, watch Introductions Part 1 and Part 2 of the series. When drawing this hexagram, one of two things occurs. One is stepping into a particularly delicate or sensitive situation that needs to be navigated with great care. This could entail difficult, complex, or even perhaps dangerous circumstances. 2, it can often be about proximity to an individual of authority to some degree. Typically, this is an individual that wields some kind of influence that can directly affect you, for better or for worse. In either case, you're facing a force greater than yourself, and it calls for correct action under pressure. Maintain composure, conduct yourself appropriately to your rank or your position, and remain watchful to what unfolds. Be courteous and mindful of behavior when interacting with powerful individuals or situations. Maintain an optimistic, open, and humble character. This helps disarm potential dangers and stressful interactions. Don't be fake and don't be a yes man. The judgment of Hexagram 10 states, treading upon the tail of the tiger. It does not bite you. Success. The overall theme of this hexagram is non-provocation. The tiger is any force that has the power to stop or destroy all of your previous progress, be that a volatile authority figure, a legal system, an institution, or even a social crisis. You need to tread through the circumstances to complete your goals. The tiger doesn't bite only because of your upright character and harmonious demeanor. It senses no challenge to its ego or authority, and it doesn't perceive you as a threat. Be firm in your ethics and soft in your social interactions at this time. The image of Hexagram 10 states, heaven above, lake below. The image of treading. Thus, the superior one discriminates between high and low, and thereby fortifies the thinking of the people. The overall instruction of this image is to distinguish between high quality and low quality action and response, and to act accordingly to your situation. Respect the order of the food chain. Know where you stand in the hierarchy in relation to the tiger to utilize your role to its fullest. This isn't instructing you on being a coward. It's employing proper context where rank, responsibility, and action absolutely have to be respected. Your discriminating what is high and low helps give you perspective on how you should proceed moving forward. Abuse of power comes from a lack of awareness in one's role and function in social contract. Honor superiors with seasoned professionalism and take great care of subordinates as they grow. A changing line 1. Simple conduct. Progress without blame. This is about keeping interactions casual and keeping it simple. Don't attempt to be something that you're not. Being uncomplicated is the key to success here in your circumstance. Acting from a place of simple authenticity, plain goals, and total honesty doesn't draw unwanted attention from the tiger in your circumstance. Don't over-prepare, and definitely don't be overly performative to get your way. Don't claim rank or pretend to be something that you're not. Keep things simple. Don't overcomplicate things, and speak and communicate clearly and plainly. A changing line 2, treading a smooth, level course. The perseverance of a dark individual brings good fortune. This line entails finding your stride, minding your business, not getting too involved, and just doing you. Being quiet and content helps make your progress smooth and uncomplicated. It doesn't draw the envy of others, and it doesn't attract vanity either. When it mentions the dark man or dark individual, sometimes rendered as hermit in some translations, is a person who doesn't need validation from the group and does what they do best. They keep to themselves and do what needs to be done without any fanfare. You know your own worth. Ignore distractions and comparing your progress with others. Success here comes from being private and internal. Stay steady and focused on your endeavor. The moment you strive for visibility or fame at this stage will undo your progress. Maintain a sustainable, quiet pace. A changing line 3. A one-eyed individual is able to see. A lame individual is able to tread. One treads on the tail of the tiger. The tiger bites them, misfortune. Thus does a warrior act on behalf of their great prince. The lesson of this line is about overestimating oneself and forgetting that even the less capable can still tread successfully. The one-eyed man isn't completely blind, and the lame or infirm man can still walk with a cane. They can progress in spite of not having the full picture or being less capable. They don't need to impress anybody. This is about knowing your limits and respecting them. Acting outside and beyond what you can conceivably do realistically is what draws the tiger to bite you. Don't challenge a power you're not equipped to face. The warrior here is one that sees the full picture and has the full capacity to act accordingly and survive an encounter with the tiger. An individual does not have the full picture or the power to challenge. A changing line 4. One treads on the tail of the tiger. Caution and circumspection lead ultimately to good fortune. In this particular line, the odds are stacked against you, but a tense awareness will see you through all the way to success. The power dynamic of the situation or circumstance is heavily skewed against you and your goals. But so long as you're aware and you play it safe, there is good fortune here. This is about using the tension that you feel as a tool for your success or your survival. Being hypervigilant is recommended in this case. Prioritize your personal well-being while keeping the core of your goal in mind as you progress. It will focus and it will stabilize you. Treating this particular tiger with exaggerated respect is highly recommended. Relax only after the tension or interaction is over. That is what is meant by ultimately implies. Good fortune comes after all is said and done. Don't drop your guard halfway through. A changing line 5. Resolute conduct. Perseverance with awareness of danger. The overall theme of this line in the hexagram is that you can't afford to drop your guard right now. The situation dictates that you act decisively but humbly. This is especially important if you come from a position of prominence or you're in a leadership goal right now. There needs to be a balance of strength and meekness in these circumstances. If you're too bold, you provoke immediate aggression, but if you're too meek, you risk missed opportunity. Be firm on your goal and flexible on your ego. This is a period of constant assessment and reassessment as events change and unfold. If you're in a leadership or prominent position, the tiger here doesn't disappear. It comes in the form of more sophisticated obstacles that aren't readily apparent. Be cautious. A changing line 6. Look to your conduct and weigh the favorable signs. When everything is fulfilled, supreme good fortune comes. This is often the period after a tense interaction or situation. This is talking about a deep retrospection, looking back on the sum of every step that got one through the time of the treading. If you consistently took the high road over the easy road, at the end of the endeavor, you will have supreme good fortune. This was a test of character. It's not just about your success, but how you attained that success. The oracle is maintaining that you should repeat this process and maintain this character. This line can entail reaching a major milestone or the successful passing of a divine test or a trial. Congratulations. If you have general questions, would like to contribute, need help interpreting material, or have a request on what you'd like to learn next, email me at oracleodysseyinquiry@gmail.com. See you then.